What's up, you guys? I'm Danielle.
And I'm Kiara, and welcome to episode 6 of Ho No She Didn't. So today's episode, it is called How to Bounce the Fuck Back. And you know what that means. We're talking about breakups and how the fuck to get through them. So, Danielle, let's just tell everybody what is going on right now.
I'm going through a breakup, you guys. I mean, like, this is why I'm not wearing makeup for this episode. This is why, like, I look like shit right now because I have been a mess. So I just popped on a pair of lashes. Hopefully they don't fall off today when I start talking about my feelings because I haven't addressed them or talked about them at all. So we'll
Right.
see how this goes.
Yeah, we're just gonna go through the motions of how you're feeling and how how do you bounce the fuck back from a breakup? You were with your man's for a while, so this shit
Hmm.
hits kind of deep. And I was
Yeah.
with a man for fucking 5 years.
Bitch, that's a long time.
So it's like, I get it. I've been there and, you know, thank God I survived. But it does take time. Like I think that's like a really big thing that everyone needs to address is like breakups always take time. Like there are
Yeah.
times when you're going to feel like you want to go back and you're going to go through huge waves of emotions where you're just like I want to go back. You're like fuck him and then you're like fuck it, I want to go back. And you're like
Yeah.
fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Like it
And
is
then they call you like,
rough.
oh,
And
let me pull up.
and the crazier part is it's like it comes from both sides a lot of the
Yeah.
time. Like he's
Yeah.
like I want to come back and then maybe you're like nah and then you're like fuck it. I I made a bad decision, like I should go back and then he's like nah. And then that's when it's like kind of toxic in a way.
Yeah. And then you go back and then you regret going back. Like it's just like
It's this never-ending cycle and it
cycle.
and it's almost like you got to learn how to just like cut it off, you know?
Pretty much like when it's no longer like healthy for you, no longer makes you happy or serves you in a good way, both parties should go because you're not happy anymore. And what's the point of being in a relationship if you're not happy? You know?
Yeah. I agree. Let's talk about, the first steps of a breakup. What the fuck do you do after you find out you guys just broke up? All right.
I mean, was it mutual?
Was it mutual? Is
Was the feeling
do
mutual?
you guys both feel like you're just not working because sometimes, it's a mutual breakup and you
Yeah.
both can kind of end it on a good note. Usually mutual breakups are like you're good. Like, yeah, you might be sad and it's going to be a little bit tough, but it's not one of those toxic breakups. Now let's
It's
talk
like we
about the
love each
toxic.
other. We have love for each other. That's how the mutual ones are. I'll always
Yeah.
have love for you,
Yeah, like I hope you
like
find somebody that's like right for you.
that's how my shit started. That's how it
my
started.
my
Then it ended up
relationships.
being like, fuck you. Like, literally, it was so fucked up. Okay.
Sometimes it starts off with like mutual. It could end up being like, oh, this is very mutual, like on
Yeah.
both ends. And then somebody hears about like somebody going around and like talking to other people, or they see you like they just peep your gram, and like now you're adding guys, and like now somebody's hurt. That
Now
happens.
someone's that can't happen to me because like ew, it's gonna be so weird saying me and my ex. But me and my ex, like, we had like a pretty good understanding of like social media and how it works. So we definitely didn't sit there and pretend like we were like the only people that were pretty or handsome or good looking, like in each other's eyes. Like, but I will say, like, liking pictures and stuff on Instagram was very like iffy, like for the both of us. Like, we felt a way about it. So
Yeah.
we tried to avoid like liking pictures and stuff, which
Yeah.
sounds toxic.
It,
So,
I mean, it's a little. I mean, there are. At least you created some type of boundary. It wasn't just like
yeah,
a open
yeah, we have
thing.
a boundary. Yeah,
But I feel like I would be a little hurt if I saw my ex-boyfriend or somebody that I was seeing like adding a bunch of bitches like right after. Like literally like where it's just like you look at the followers and you're like, damn,
oh,
it's just like 10 10 bad bitches lined up, and you're just like, did I mean anything? That's the first thing that usually comes into my head sometimes. I'm like, what?
I feel like that was my ex's Instagram to begin with anyway, so I just got used to it. I was just like, whatever. Like, so now, like, if I saw that, I wouldn't like...
You wouldn't even budge.
I wouldn't even budge because I'm just used to it.
Hey.
But,
I
would feel a way if I was with someone who wasn't who wasn't like that, I guess. Like, if that wasn't in their character, like, if that wasn't them, then I would definitely feel a way. I would be like, oh my gosh, like, this person is really out here being a little hoe on Instagram.
Yeah,
like,
he's for the streets on
he's
on
Insta.
He's for Insta.
But that's not the case. Yeah,
but if it is toxic, you gotta ask yourself, like, as for your mental health, you kind of need to be like, should I block him and should I unfollow him? Because looking at these things may affect your mental health, and like, is that worth it?
I don't know, honestly. Like, I don't even know if a block or unfollow is like a good idea.
So you were saying that you blocked your ex-boyfriend on Instagram?
Yeah, he was like being... Basically what had happened, like, for the whole blocking situation is that he was like posting things on purpose to like hurt me, like to like hurt me emotionally, like he was posting things like purposefully for that specific reason only. And then also he was being hella extra on Instagram, like letting the world know he's basically like super single and stuff. And like, I still got love for him, like, and I still love him, so I don't want to ever see him, like, in that light. Like, I don't ever want to see him in that
Bitch, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see their fucking ex-boyfriend that they just broke up, like, doing some weird shit on the gram. Like, nobody fucking wants that. Who the fuck?
I really, like, I didn't think that he would be like that. Like, I didn't think that that's how he would, like, handle things or be that way, because he's a very, like, mature, like, pretty mature person, so I thought that he would handle it differently, and I didn't want to see him like... Let me just tell you, bitch, they're true colors really be showing when shit gets fucked up.
Yeah,
like, true colors,
I mean,
really
clearly
do show.
He's clearly not mature
when the situation goes a different direction. So
right.
Yeah, I just, like, I had to unfollow him because I didn't want to see him like that. Like, I didn't want to think about... When I thought about him or thought about our relationship, like, I didn't want to think about, like, oh, he was posting this video being hella friendly with a girl, like, while we were together.
It's basically like, oh, I just unbuttoned my top. So, are you gonna leave him on block? Or are you gonna... How long do you think?
No, I don't think that there's, like, anything for us to talk about anymore. I think that it is what it is. Like, our relationship has come to, like, terms with...
So now you're just trying to move on.
Yeah, I think that, like, now both of us are just, like, I don't even know if I'm ready to move on yet. Like, I don't think I'm ready to just move on. I don't want to have a relationship. I'm in that, like, really shitty, like, salty mindset where it's, like...
Fuck love.
Like, I don't... Yeah. I'm in the fuck love. Like, I'm not gonna have a relationship for a really long time. Like, mindset right now. So I think that I'm just gonna keep him blocked because, like, if I don't, then I'm more susceptible to, like,
being
reaching
upset.
out to him and being more upset and not focusing on myself and always worried about what he's thinking, what he's doing. And I don't want to worry about those things because chances are what I think he's doing, he probably is. Like, so, or whatever, so it's like,
I get
that. What is that going to do for me?
Yeah. That's like so my story is more like talking about a guy that I didn't date, but that I've been hooking up with. So B, right? I remember when I told you I hit him with the block.
You hit him with the block.
I had to hit him with the block.
Why do you have to block him?
Out of, like, nowhere. Because I was like, bro, I was getting upset. I remember I checked his Tinder and it said like 40 miles away. And I was like, where the fuck is he? And I was like, I have an idea of where he was now that I'm thinking about it. But at the time, I didn't know. So then I was like, I'm fucking sick of this shit. I was like, I'm upset. I just went to his Instagram. I remember because I always used to check, like, not always used to check, but I would check, like, who he's following and, like, his followers, because clearly, like, he's on all the apps. Like, he's
Yeah.
still getting bitches, and I was not with it. I was not happy about it. And I was like, this is bad for my mental health. I wrote it in my journal. Like, that's like my last journal entry,
Hey,
because I was
journal it
like,
out, girl.
I was internalizing everything, and I was like, I'm fucking gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. And I was like, because you can't snap. Like, you can't snap at a dude that you're not with. Like,
No.
we have clear terms.
You
Like,
cannot snap at a dude that you're not with if you only have like the
we both have the
intentions of hooking up.
understanding that, like,
Yeah.
we're not together. So it's like,
Because it always leads back at the end of the day to the same thing. Well, you're not my blah, 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 so
yeah,
you
so
don't
it's
owe
like,
me. I don't owe you anything. You don't owe me anything. It's just like,
basically, yeah. So I had to hit him with the block because I was not happy. Although I'm a fucking dumb bitch, and I added him back because I was like, I could do it. Like, I'm not gonna.
Kiara, why
I'm
would we
not
add him back after we blocked him?
I
Like,
know,
make it make
I
sense.
couldn't stop it. So I blocked him for, like, I only added him back maybe like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
So I blocked him in early June. So, I was pretty good. Like, it lasted a while.
Did you block, like, your ex that you're with for a really long time, like when you guys like broke up? I know that you didn't block him.
Oh,
like
there
like
was
I'm
no
not
way.
saying like
There was no way to block him. I seen him. He's in real
I
life. Like,
forgot you
real
guys live. I
life.
was gonna say, I was like, that's why you didn't block him, because you guys literally like live right next door to each other.
Yeah, so it's like, it's some real life. Like, there's no way to
Every
avoid the
day you wake
dude.
up in
Like,
the morning, you still gotta see him.
I go to class, I see his ass. It's just like, there's no blocking. Like, unfortunately, I can't just be like, block, bitch.
But I feel like you guys were together for a really long time, and you guys cared about each other so much, and you guys still have like that mutual like respect and love for each other, that like it's
Yeah,
it's just it's understand. I don't even know the word for it. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. But you know
You
what?
guys have an understanding.
You know how long it took for us to get here? Like, to this level of relationship where, like,
And
we're
how much
good.
BS you had
And,
to
like,
go
this
through.
is just such bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, like, in my head, like, how bad like, our whole relationship was a fucking shit show. Toxic as fuck. Just a complete shit show, And now, almost a year later since we've broken up, like, we're still really close. But
Yeah.
look at all the things that we had to go through in order to even get to that. And the only
Yeah.
reason why we can't cut each other out is because we're, like, basically like family. We lived together. We were together for so long. We grew up together. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's almost completely, it's so fucking hard to just cut each other out. I think it's almost damn near impossible. I don't know if I ever see him, like, leaving my life. Maybe if he is married. But even that, like, I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, we're still close, and we're in a really good spot. Thank God we're staying like that. Friends is the best option for two of us, because God knows, everybody fucking around us knows, like, that shit is just not it. It's not it.
No, that ain't it. It ain't it, and that's fair. That's
So
fine.
let's talk about, your ex wanting to invite you over to the house, or you're being like, bitch, I forgot my shit. I left something very important at his crib.
I'm not gonna lie, if I feel like the situation is coming to an end, I fucking tell him, grab my shit. Grab my shit. Like, basically, like, he broke up with me, right? And like, we were in a car, like, arguing, and I was literally like, can you go in the house and get my stuff? And he was like, this is so funny. He was like, what the fuck do you have in my room right now that you need me to get to you? Like, you don't have shit in my room. And I'm like sneaky. I'm like the type of person, I'm like, oh, like, I'm gonna just leave my toothbrush in this cupboard, like, because I'm always here. Like, so I was just like, I had a vibrator. Like, I was honestly in my head, I was just thinking, like, I was like, I really need to get my vibrator. Like, if this ends
Bro,
tonight.
I need something. Like, I
I was
can't
like,
leave
if
it.
this is tonight, I know I'm not going to get my coochie licked anytime soon because I'm not going to want to. So I need to grab the vibrator. That was the one thing that was on my mind. So I was like, can you get my stuff? And he was like, what the fuck do I need to take? Like, do I need to take from my room that's yours? And I was like, my toothbrush, my vibrator, like basically the things that vibrate.
Yeah, you're like, bitch, give me that shit back, like right now.
Yeah, and so yeah, he took it and he gave it to me and he was like, what the, like he was asking me too before. He was like, why do you want me to like get those things? And I was like, because I don't really know how the conversation's gonna end.
Bitch,
Like
we
it
ain't coming
just
back.
doesn't,
That's
I'm getting a bad vibe from it. And what, he literally broke up with me, like, so
we ain't coming back. So our advice to you is grab all your shit when you know that shit is ending. When you know, like it's over.
pack up your
Pack
shit.
pack up the bag, get every goddamn thing. One, because you don't
What
want
the
to give
fuck?
yourself an excuse to go be like, hey, like I really need
I
something, but
left
like
my
I'm
I
really
left
trying
my
to.
fucking eyelashes at his place. I'm so upset.
The eyelashes sitting on top of the desk, like,
Now I have to buy some. It's okay,
oh.
whatever. I don't
No,
care. He
but
probably threw them away. He
who
doesn't
the
want to
fuck
share my
knows?
eyelashes.
If he's toxic, he dipped them in water and just kept them there.
That's rude as fuck.
It's I imagine some guy
Like
knowing imagine some guy knowing how that works and he's like, fuck this bitch.
I'd
So
be so hot.
he throws your lashes all in water and just takes a photo and it's like, fuck you. I just feel like some guys are just so toxic. I feel that's some shit
Yeah.
Caleb would do. But
Grab all your shit and get out. If you feel
yeah.
like it's ending and you don't know when you want to see them again, or you're getting bad vibes from it, and you just feel like you need to grab your shit
And dip and then don't
and
even think
dip.
about going back.
Yeah,
That's
before
just
you dip.
that's just the best thing because if not, you give yourself an excuse or a million excuses by leaving all your items at the house. Like,
And sometimes we do these things on purpose,
oh
but
yeah,
for
I've done it. I've done it a million times. I'm like, I
when I
left my
first met
bag
him,
there.
yeah, when I first met him when we were in like when we were talking still and dating, I would leave one thing there probably like every single time I slept over. And at first, like it was an accident. And then like towards like me really, really liking him, I was like, well, I gotta leave this because then he's gonna want to see me again. He's gonna
I
see
did
it
that
and he's
with
gonna want to see
B.
me again.
I left my ring, but we did it
Oh,
together. Like it was a mutual. I was
okay,
like, I'm gonna
okay.
leave my ring here, so I have to come back. And he was
Oh, I
like,
like that.
okay. And then I left my top there too. And I mean, that was also like me testing to see if like he has other bitches. Cause like he just left it. Like you can't like you gotta be really secretive if you're doing shit like that. Like if he's allowing you to leave all your stuff there, like I mean, he really got to be hiding everything. And
But
you
you really
risk
got to
getting
be
caught.
doing the most in order
Yeah,
to like if you're gonna do stuff like that, like that's a lot of work. Like the
I
fact that you even
know.
have to hide things like
I
t-shirts and
know. Like,
stuff,
but imagine like
put them in
trying to
certain places.
think of all the things you're like, oh fuck, she left her shirt, her this, her this, her this, and he's like, oh, I gotta find some place. You know, like how stressful is that?
Yeah.
That's pretty
Oh
stressful.
my gosh. One time I left my underwear there and he did laundry, right? And he was like, "Hey, like look what I found." Wasn't my underwear.
Shut up. Shut the
This
fuck
is when
up.
we were first dating. Yeah, was my fucking underwear, bitch. Wasn't my underwear. But I will admit, like, he was like, it's my mom's. And I was like, I don't believe you. Like, I was
I'd be
so
like,
upset. And he's
fuck
like,
out
no,
of here.
seriously, like, it's my mom's. And then I met his mom and they were her underwear. Like she's hot. Like
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
surprised that they were her underwear at
Okay.
all.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. But like honestly, if any other guy, I'm telling you people, if any other guy hits you with that excuse, fuck him. Like straight up. Fuck him. I had lost my
Yeah.
underwear. I still don't know where my black thong is at B's house. It's his old apartment. I don't know if he found it. I'm sure he just looked at it was like, it's Kiara's. And and he was like, cuz like obviously, you know, I'm really small, so like my underwear is like and plus that one was
Yeah.
really small. So I can only assume he thought it was mine. Unless he's really just banging every bitch in town, then
No.
You know, who knows? I had this conversation with him, and I was like, I sent him some like photos and videos recently, and he was like, um, oh wait, no, I had said like, so you don't forget about me and all your Virginia bitches, because he's in Virginia right now
Oh, okay,
with his
okay.
dad, and he was like, yeah, I'm just drowning in bitches here in Virginia in my dad's guest house. And I was
Mhm.
like, nobody said drowning. Maybe just some casual
Maybe
dips.
just maybe just one or two. No one
and
said you
then
were drowning in it.
and then guess what? No reply. And I was like, okay. I mean, it was the end of the conversation anyways, but I was just like, I wonder. But then again, I had checked to see if he's following anybody. Recently, nobody in Virginia. So I think I think he's in the clear.
Does he
So
watch our podcast?
I don't know. I don't give a fuck. If he finds this shit out, I mean, he's just gonna know. Like it is what it is. He
You're
knows
like,
I'm
it
a,
ain't nothing I wouldn't have told him in real
he
life.
he knows he knows one, I care about him. He knows I really like him. I
Yes.
mean, when we had talked about these coasters that he has in his apartment, I was like, ooh, like where'd you get these? Because I've never seen them before. It was like these
Yeah.
hiking picture, like it was like mountains and like a sunset on these coasters. And I was like, where'd you get
Mhm.
that? And he was like, funny story. So one of my clients, we both really love hiking. We both like these things, and like he starts telling me the whole story and how they're like so close, kind of.
It's the old lady.
And then yeah, he looks at me and he was like, "Just letting you know, like this is an 80-year-old woman. Like I'm just letting you know." And I just looked at it, I was like, "Oh no, like I know, like it's all good. I
I'm
mean, no
not
matter what the
tripping,
age, I
yeah.
was like, it's a client, so you probably don't want to mix that anyways if it's somebody young." But he was like, "No, just for preface, just." So I know he knows, like, I can get mad about certain things. And I definitely think he definitely knows now because I wrote the Friends with Benefits questions thingy
Hmm.
on my Instagram. And I received a text message from him, like, the day after. Yeah. I think he knows how I feel. That he knows I'm a jealous ass bitch sometimes. Because I
Yeah,
fucking like him.
it
I like
happens.
that man.
You should know, yeah.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about looking at old photos, videos, and text messages? What do you think is the best thing to do in these cases? Do
I
you
don't know
think
what the best thing to do is, Kiara. Don't ask me. I literally have a pile of fucking, our little,
Polaroids?
like, our Polaroids. Like, I literally have a fucking pile of them just sitting there, like, staring at me. I have 5 gajillion memories and videos and text messages on my phone right now that I can't get myself to delete. Like,
I get it.
but I know it's over and I should delete it. Like, I know that there's no coming back. We're not getting back together. So why the fuck would I keep them? Like, what for what? What is that going to serve me? Like, what benefit do I have in that? I'm
Right.
asking you this question because I really want to know. Like, I'm genuinely asking. Like,
What did I do? What did I do?
do I
So,
delete all of these memories like that we made together? We
y-
used to travel. Like,
to be
he went,
honest,
he went, he went he went to Hawaii to meet my mom and everything. Like, he went to Kauai. Like,
I
do
don't
I
think
delete those?
I don't think you should delete anything, to be quite
Should I keep a
honest.
little memory box?
All I do is I lock everything away. When my ex boyfriend, not this past one, the one that I was really in love with, and he left me because of like school stuff. And by the way, everyone, that wasn't an excuse. Like he was trying to get into like Ivy Leagues, like, and he knew like his whole life path, and now he's a fucking contractor for NASA. So like I'm proud that he did that. I'm glad that he did that because he's on a fucking amazing life path right now. But anyhow,
Mm-hmm.
I had locked away all these photos. I kept all the Polaroids because that was when I had a Polaroid camera, and I still
Mm.
have them till this day. And I just keep them in like a drawer. And sometimes I'll look back. It's I think it's good to be able to block things out of your head without having to fully delete and erase everything, because at the end of the day, this person was a part of your life. you know I don't, one day you could look back at this and be like, it's nice to look back at photos. Like, I love looking back at photos, videos, text messages. Sometimes I come to self-realizations when I'm doing these things. I'm like, you know, I've tried to go back, even looking at a certain, I don't have a nickname for him, but this certain person that I was with for a very short period. I had deleted like our first text messages on like how we met, and I sometimes wish I could go back. I'm like, damn, like, why does it end
Yeah.
in the middle of this like relationship, like where we were like already started, but I want to see
Yeah.
like the very very beginning, and I can't, because why? I deleted it when I was in my feelings. So I kind of regret those times when I want to look back and be like, how did this start? Or like, where did we go wrong? Or all these things. It's good for reflection. I think it's just good in terms of your mental health and being able to learn how to deal with shit without being like, fuck it, I need to block everything, like gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I think that strengthens you as a person, and you'll be able to handle things a lot better in the future.
Okay.
But I think that's the best option, to be honest. If you feel like it is very detrimental to you and your mental health, and all you can do is just like really just be like, oh, I'm here reading the text messages every single fucking day. If it's like that, I think maybe you could do a
The
back.
breakup that I had before him,
Yes,
like
you had told
what
me.
I was bitch. I was really at work at school, like literally staring at my phone, like just like
Crying,
oh my
bitch. You
gosh,
was
like sad,
crying.
because that was a mutual one too. Like that one was like, oh, I'm moving like to a different state, and like we've already done this too many times, so like let's break up. And it was a mutual thing, and literally like I would literally sit there and just go on my Snapchat like memories and my Instagram memories
Yeah.
archives, and like my like text messages, and like read our conversations over and over again. And like
Yeah. You
that
see,
was so bad for me because
that
I
is
would,
not good.
yeah,
You're just
that,
so like focused and centered around like the breakup and the relationship that you had.
yeah,
You need to learn how to just accept it and just be like, okay, like, how do I move forward? It's never
yeah,
like, you never want to really try and like look back on the situation, because it's already ended. There's nothing you could do about it. The best thing is just to be like, okay, what can I do to get myself back to where I was? If
yeah.
if you're
Sorry.
looking for like those text messages and stuff, I feel like you could delete them, but before you delete it, back up your phone to your computer.
I never delete text messages because I need to know what the fuck you're saying to me. Like I need to reflect. Like if I'm like, oh my gosh, I miss him so much, I want to see him now, and it really does like take a toll on me because the dude lives like 9 minutes away from my house. Like we live in the
Right.
same city, so it's kind of hard. But like if I feel that way, I'll just look at a text message. I'll look at the shit that he said to me like recently, and I'm like, okay, like I'm good.
Yeah,
Like
you're
I'm
like,
this person.
bitch,
Like
let's just go down memory lane, and
dude,
let's not forget.
he told me some shit that this is the one thing that he told me that really just like stuck to me. And every time like I think about like wanting to like go to him or call him or bother him, like I think about this. He literally said like we live two different lifestyles. We don't like to do the same things. We don't hang out with the same crowd or something like that. We don't have the same interests. We were never compatible. Like we were
Oh,
never meant
fuck
to be.
him.
And I was like, fuck, like,
He just
and I
pointed it
think it's
out.
no, but it's because like it's something that I used to say too, like when I felt like we were just constantly arguing, we just like constantly kept arguing, and like
Right.
I would just be like, maybe we're just not compatible. Like we just don't like the same thing. We don't have the same interests, like, but like for some reason we made it work, and like that was a that la that was like one of the last things he said to me recently, and like that told me everything. Like that just like really broke my heart because I was like, he used something that I used to say, and like he used to give me reassurance on, and he just like confirmed that, yeah, like he didn't think that we were meant to be together.
Yeah. I get it.
That's
I mean,
besides the point.
my example would be my ex-boyfriend and I. You know, when we
Mhm.
first broke up and I was trying to leave his toxic fucking ass, he was like, no, like, I wanted to be with you. Like, we're so good together. I'm like, no, the fuck, we're not. I just kept telling him, like, no, we're not. And, you know, I was in
No,
such,
we're
I was
not.
like, I was just straight up. I was like, no, because I wanted to be with other people. You know, I wanted
Yeah.
to go explore my life. I'm like, bro, we've
Yeah.
been together for 5 years. I'm not going to stay unhappy for another, like, 7. I'm going to be fucking 27, right? Or something. And I'm going to be single for the first time in a really, really long time. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
And, you know, this kind of switched. When he found his girlfriend that he currently has, I was like, no, we're like, we can make it work. Like, we're good together. And I was just like, I was the one who was just in full denial mode because I didn't want to see him with anybody else, you know? But
Yeah.
but we used like the same thing where I was trying to point out to him like, no, we're not good together. And he was like, no way. I mean, the dude was going to propose to me on his birthday.
Yeah.
He had told me that in full breakdown mode. And I'm like, you're just trying to save it. Like, you don't even want to get married to me, okay? And
Yeah.
I told her I would have said no. I was like, thank God you didn't, because fuck, God knows I would have said hell no, you know. But it's just funny how the situation switches when you feel a different way, you know.
All I know is that if I see him like finding someone else soon, like
It's
yeah,
gonna be detrimental to you. I
that shit
mean,
gonna hit a little bit. This
it's
shit's gonna hit a little hard. But it's whatever. Like I at the end of the day, like I just wish for his happiness. So
yeah, I was not like that. I wasn't like, I just want you to be happy. I like I was on some bullshit. I was like,
I haven't hit that. I will hit on I'll get toxic very soon, girl. Like I'll probably like be on some bullshit eventually, but right now like I don't have I haven't addressed it besides literally like talking to you
yeah, I mean, you're going through
off
the
the
phases.
phone, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
but that
feel
toxic link up though,
you.
because
so
this just happened to
so
me.
so let's just say, you know, you do give in and you're like, bitch,
Let's just say it's been a week
I left my
and
bobby
you give
pin.
in.
I left my bobby pin on your bedside table. Like, I need that shit. That's my favorite goddamn bobby pin. And let's just say you go. How do we feel? What do we do? What do we
Okay,
say?
I just had this talk. So, like, basically, he broke up with me. We had a link up, like, probably a few days later, dude. Like, and I just really despise this person for having such good dick. Like, really,
Oh,
honestly, like, I really despise
I
this
didn't know.
person for being handsome. Like, just
Yeah,
honestly, like I could never run into him on the street. Really, I couldn't. I couldn't see him. I couldn't cross paths with him because like I don't care how much he's pissed me off. He's still very, very handsome to me. Like he's still very sexy to me, in my opinion.
yeah,
So that toxic link up went really well. It went
yeah.
really, really fucking well. And it actually like made us be like, okay, like let's try to work on things.
That's what it
But in
always
this
does. It always does
exactly.
that. It always does
Exactly.
that. And guess what happens? It
It
never
never
fucking works
fucking
out.
works out.
It never fucking works. Like, bro, you'll pull up, you have like a nice talk, you both are just sitting there, like I've been in the car, like he'll be in the passenger seat, I'm in the driver's seat, we're just looking, crying, you know,
I care
expressing.
about you. I love you. We love each other. Let's make this work.
We're
People go
expressing.
through it. People go through worse shit than us. Come
Yep.
on.
Yeah, we have that post breakup sex, you know, that good
And it's
ass dick.
great because you're mad. He's mad. You're
and
just
and then
both
after
mad
it's
people.
done, you're both just like cuddling together, like, oh, I love this, like I'm gonna miss this, like, you know. And then like you go home and suddenly flip the fucking switch. It's over. That whole like moment you had, just forget about it because he forgot
Gone.
about it.
You
Every
go home. You're stuck in your thoughts, and you realize shit ain't all roses and daisies, you know?
Yeah.
And we got to take
It's
off the rose-colored lens.
Oh yeah. I don't know what happens after that post link up. Like suddenly it's either they go back to their toxic ass traits, nothing changes. Like they you know what I don't understand about some of these guys? They straight up just be fucking lying. I don't know if they lying in the car and they're just like really spitting how they feel, but once they get like once it's all over, that night is done, like suddenly
Yeah.
they're just the same
Men
old
don't
goddamn
really,
person.
yeah, I don't understand. Like, they be hella confusing and they only want to hear and, like, abide by, like, what they tell you is going to happen. So, like, my case was really fucked up. Like, this happened, our, like, official, like, ending happened after our toxic link up. Literally the
I
day
told
right
you.
after our toxic link up.
Exactly. As this is
And
how it works.
so it was like we were saying all these things to each other, and like I really felt this way. And then I went home and like I was like thinking about all of the shit that we had been through and all the things that had been said, and shit got real. And I needed a blunt. So I went to my ex. So I went to my ex. I literally called him up. I was like, I'm going through a lot of shit right now. I need a blunt, bro. Like I need to smoke. And that was a really bad idea. Period. Because it basically like I set myself up for like making it seem like I was like over there for like another for other ulterior motives, and like literally my ex happened to like contact me at the time that I was like literally getting there, and it was just really fucked up. And like
Yeah.
yeah. So not everything like is necessarily like always a man's fault, I will say that. But, you know,
I think in any relationship, there's
it
faults
takes two to
in both
tango.
people. So I had asked you, did you unshare the location? How did that work?
Oh my gosh. So like we had gone into a fight like months ago about like our something. I don't know. Oh, he broke up with me. he broke up with me a couple months ago. And
Okay.
so like I blocked him and yeah, like my location just hadn't been shared. Like I hadn't shared it with him because when you block someone, I guess your location
Oh
just
yeah.
stops.
Yeah, bitch. Why you go share the location? Why is that gonna keep going if you block somebody? It's like
I just thought since like we're out here on iPhones and shit, even though you block somebody, at least like they can still have like your location or like an idea as to where you are, since it's like your iMessage, you know. But like whatever,
I would
I
hope
didn't know that.
nobody. I would hope that the person that I block would not be able to see where the fuck I am, because that defeats the goddamn purpose. If I don't want to see your messages and your calls, I definitely don't want you to see where the fuck I'm at. So
Me and my ex weren't like that. We were like, let's block each other, but like let's
let's
figure out
still
where the fuck
see.
are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, like let's
Like
see where you're
let
at.
me give you
Let's
peace.
not talk,
Yeah.
but let's share a location. Like
Yeah.
so at least we know like we're safe.
It's like I need peace of mind. So like I just need to know that you're at the crib.
Yeah, I
Because
just need to know
honestly,
you're safe.
no cap, if I had used that feature years ago with my
Mm-hmm.
ex-boyfriend, honestly that would have saved me a lot of time. Like there were
A lot
so
of
many times
bullshit, a
because
lot of
after he
trips.
cheated on me, bitch, I was pulling up. I was like, after we broke up, I'm like,
She was
I'm
pulling
fucking
up
pulling up.
everywhere.
I'm just pulling up because like I need to know that you're at the house, because I was thinking he's with the girl, because I was
Yeah,
just psycho. I was like so insecure about like that whole thing. I'm thinking I don't trust this bitch.
yeah.
And so when we'd break up, I would still pull up because I was like, I'm trying to make sure you ain't there. That's all that matters. And I would text his mom. I'm like, is Caleb at the house? Is he at the house? and she's like, yes, he's
Oh my
here.
gosh, you have me so
He's
messed up. I can't
he's
believe
in
you.
his room. And I'm like, I would text his brother. I'm like, is Caleb there? Like, because he wouldn't even answer my phone call.
Yeah, because he didn't want to talk because you guys were together.
And he would do that shit on purpose because he knows I'm fucking psycho like
Yeah.
that. Like, he would be like,
Yeah.
he would block me. Bitch, I hate getting blocked back. I don't give a fuck if I block
No
you,
one
but if
likes
I
getting blocked. if you block me, it's over. It's really over.
No, but like if I block you and when I'm ready to unblock you and I send that text and it goes green, we got a fucking issue and I'm pulling up.
I'm pulling
Pulling
up.
up. I'm pulling up. 'Cause I need to know. It's not allowed.
I feel you.
Not allowed. It is what it is. Like you can't
Blocking
block
is
me.
not allowed. No.
No. Not on the females. It's okay on the females' end. On the males' end, I might have to fucking cut you up for that.
I feel the same way. PJ has blocked me once and I felt some type of way about it. Actually it hurt more than when he literally broke up with me and then blocked me. Like I cared more about him blocking me than breaking up with me at
You
the
be
time.
like, yeah, you be looking at your phone like, this bitch fucking blocked me, and then you just
he
start.
really blocked me.
I just
like,
go
I
in like
believe...
psycho mode right there. I'm like, oh, it went green. Like it went green. I was like, this bitch blocked me. It's over. I'm upset. Like I'm just like, that's when I jump in the cart, fucking expeditiously, and I'm out. And then that's when I pulled up, and everybody's like, "Why is Kiara here?" And I'm like,
dude, it was so funny. Like I literally, this is how crazy I am. So like the day that he decided like we were really done for, like I pulled up on him and like we argued. He said what he had to say. He said his piece, and then he literally like left. Like he left my car, right? And I'm like standing at, I refuse. Like I'm not gonna just let him leave. Like, like that's love. Like I'm not just gonna let him leave. So I called him and I was just calling him like repetitively. This is fucked up. Really, you guys, breakups are really like this. I promise you, like a lot. Yeah, a lot of people's breakups are like this. Like everyone is crazy, okay? And like I was calling him repetitively and he was like, "Go home. Fucking go home." And I was just like, like
bitch, you know, when you tell me go
this
home,
is my house.
You know what that means? When you say go home to me, that means stay the fuck here. All of a sudden, I'd be like, bitch, I'm leaving. And he's like, leave. And I'm like, oh.
But I'm staying. So it's like that.
I'm like,
no, I'm
okay.
not leaving. That was reverse psychology. It was a test and you failed the fucking test.
I just be more upset when he's like, fucking go home then. And I'm like, I'm gonna sit right fucking here. I'm like, make me. Make me.
Bro, you can't. I can't do that. I can't do that. My ass will really get lifted from the seat and like brought into my car. Like
I've literally been pushed and like trying shoved out the door. Like, go home. I'm like, no.
It's not an answer. I'm not taking it for an answer.
I used to be so toxic. I'd be like, I'm fucking leaving. I'd grab my bag and pack everything up and just stand by the door and be like looking back like at him just be like, okay.
I'm sure there are like plenty of times where I have told my ex like I'm leaving and I literally grab my stuff and he's sitting there staring at me like
chilling.
So go.
Bro,
and I'm like,
telling you. No.
You're supposed to fight for me.
That's when I'm standing there with the bag on my shoulder and then they're like go and I'm like take the bag off, drop it down. I'm like, no, never mind. I'm just gonna stay here.
I'm hopping in bed right next to you.
He used to be so upset at me for that. Like he used to hate me for doing that.
I mean, this all leads to like us. All this drama leads to us going through like the motions and everything. So
yeah, I feel like advice is just feel whatever the fuck you gotta feel. When you're going through all these things, just go through your emotions. I guess I'm kind of like just talking to you about it because you're going through this, feel whatever the fuck you need to feel to get through it. If you need to cry it out, cry it out. If you need to feel like you need to go and like entertain yourself and like do whatever the fuck you gotta do to make yourself feel better, do that shit too. Because at the end of the day, you can't really necessarily change the situation. You can't change the other person's opinion and how they feel.
Yeah.
All you can control is yourself. And the best option is just do whatever you feel makes you feel better.
I
because
don't even know what makes me feel better at this
you
point,
know,
though. Like, that's the thing. Like, you know, when you're super sad and like like, you just like, what do I do now? Like, I mean, I know what to do. I know that like I've been reading books, you know, to keep myself occupied and like stay
right.
away from my thoughts. But I'm also a person that does not easily open up to others. Like, it's kind of fucking really ironic that we have this podcast and I don't fucking talk to people like in general about like what's going on in my life.
I mean, neither do I.
For the most part, yeah. So like for me it's like what am I going to do that's going to make me feel better, because this is the only thing that's going to make me feel better right now is being with this person. You know, that's
Well,
how I feel. It's like what are the things that are going to make me feel better during fucking this time where like we can't go to the nail salon. Usually like I would go to the nail salon, I'd go to the hair salon, I'd do shit like that, but like I can't just easily do that now. Right
well,
now, you know, I can't just.
I just feel like if you're feeling like that, you know, it's okay to not know what to do. You know, this is
Yeah,
almost like a period of like self discovery. You're now, since you're in like that I don't know what to do phase, this is the best time to explore all types of shit. Like look into just
yeah,
different things and just doing all kinds of stuff. I don't know. You could fucking research, Google this shit and be like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, what can I do for that? And I just feel like it's okay not to know what to do. It's okay to feel like you're lost. It's okay to feel like, so like what now, you know?
yeah. I
That's, I
mean,
feel
like
like
I've.
that's the best stage, I think, for even for myself. It's just you come to all these self realizations because you're just like, it's okay to be like by yourself and be at peace, I guess, kind of, and just figure it out. Like there's not all the time there's a fucking blueprint on how to get over
Yeah,
these things, you
just
know?
keep on doing what you're doing until you know
Just
what you want
get
to do.
basically just like you're just getting through every single day. I mean, it is
Yeah,
good, I would say, good advice to keep good company around you to make sure that you're straight. You know, you don't want to be fully alone. Some people do. I know you do sometimes, but it's also good just for your friends to check up on you. Like,
I like
although
to
you
be
like to
fully
be alone.
alone. Yeah, I like to be fully alone, especially like when I'm going through like things like this and like feeling away. Like it's just
Hmm.
hard for me to like, I don't ever want to emit like a bad like negative energy onto others, because there are people who are like energetically sensitive, you know, like for me, I'm energetically sensitive. I feel like if somebody's having a shitty day, I can definitely feel it. Like I can feel it, and I'll might that will transfer on to me. So like I have to try to avoid that in the most like I try to be considerate of others and avoid spreading that on to them, especially like also like I live in a city where like I don't have a lot of friends in the city. I don't have friends in the city actually, like in this specific city of Oakland.
Yeah, let's be
Like,
specific.
let's be
Let's
very specific. I don't have friends in the city of Oakland. So it's hard for me to like when I'm having a hard day, like to want to go out of my way to go like an hour away to go say hi to my friends or something and go hang out with
right.
them or see them. And it's hard to make plans. So I'm really just stuck in my room and in my thoughts, like reading books and like listening
Do you
to.
like driving? I love
I do
driving.
like
I
driving.
love
I do like
driving. I
driving. I will
love
take myself on a good nature
blasting the
drive.
music. I blast the music. I drive
Kiana
far.
Lede?
Yeah.
Kiana Lede?
You know,
That's that album.
also,
That album's hitting different right now.
since we're talking about music, we are curating a playlist for you guys on like a breakup playlist. So if you want to
Yeah.
go and listen to that, it'll all be done and it's in like we'll just link it in all our descriptions on all the platforms so you guys can go and listen because you know, music hits my soul when I'm going through a breakup. And you know,
Music, definitely.
I will go and listen to the saddest of the saddest songs. Like
Just to feel how you gotta feel.
because sometimes their words just hits the right places even though it's talking about whether it's cheating, feeling depressed or sad and being wanting to go back to him, or even if you're just being like it's something totally not related like fucking Keyshia Cole, like
Keyshia Cole's
love or
Love right
or
now? Girl, I am literally crying singing that song. I I can't sing to save my life, but right now, that's just the song.
It's like
every single day.
You know, you're just going.
I found you.
You know, or I didn't think it was. You know, I blast "I Should Have Cheated" by Keyshia Cole, even if it's
I
like,
might as well have. Dude, you know what I blast?
what?
Even when I was in arguments with my man, I would blast me, myself, and I. I would blast me, myself, and I. It just
G-Eazy?
made me feel better.
Or wait, G-Eazy or
By
Keyshia Cole?
Beyonce.
Oh.
Beyonce says.
Okay.
Do I have to play it for you? Like, I'm kind of upset that you don't.
There's so many Me, Myself, and I songs because I blast Me, Myself, and I by G-Eazy a lot.
Yes.
Because it's
so
like, you know.
Do you know the song?
I think I do.
Okay, it goes me, myself, and I. That's all I got in the end.
Yeah. No, I do know that song.
Shit.
Sorry, guys. So. Although, yes, I do listen to. I'm not even gonna talk about that because people are gonna be really upset. That I like Beyonce. I'm just not like. I'm not in love.
Say it with caution, because I love Beyonce.
I mean, I like Beyonce, but I'm not like. I know people who just die hard Beyonce fans, and I love Beyonce music, but I'm not like in love with every single song. I don't think I'm in love with anyone besides Post Malone. I don't know why. Post Malone's music, I just love Post Malone's music.
There are many ways to entertain yourself, though.
How so?
Through dick.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that, but let's talk about it. You know, sometimes you just need somebody to take care of the job, take your mind away from everything that's going on, and the dick just supplies.
That's an entertainment.
All of your needs to just try and drift your mind into another world. Sometimes you do have that fallback guy. You do have that second string man. You do have that man that is just on the line that you holler at when you're sad. And they're understanding men. They really are.
Do you be having a second string ready to go? Of course.
I got a lot of strings. Of course. There's all types of strings. You had to deal with a lot of BS
though in your last relationship, so I could see why you would have a second string ready to go.
Well, I'm thinking more after, because my ex-boyfriend and I, we still thought about while we're trying to fix things or going through the motions. I mean, I always just had everybody lined up, even for the dudes that I'm dating. I always got the backup. Why? Just cause.
I ain't got no backup plan. I ain't got no backup plan, but I got I don't even
What do you have?
I don't have anything. I don't know what.
She doesn't even know what the fuck she's talking about. She's like, I got nothing. That's what I got. Nothing.
I have nothing, but you know what? I have a lot of DMs. My DMs are definitely flooded now that people.
You know what though?
People see that for some reason I'm single. They just felt the energy. I didn't even say it on Instagram or anything. It just happened, and
I just need somebody though to cope.
Yeah,
let's just put that out there as well.
That's how I feel. I don't want to have to use someone to get over somebody, because I would hate it if somebody did that to me, and there's a lot of trash men out here that are willing to deal with that bullshit because they just want some pussy. I'm sure that there's a lot of people like that out there, but
they care about you.
There
are some men who really do just care about you. They're understanding of the situation, and they just they enjoy time with you. They know the situation, they know your boundaries and the terms of your relationship. Because I'm talking about my own experience with somebody who's a good friend of mine who understands, the things that I want to do in my life and the situations that I'm in. But he deeply cares about me, and I know that he would, lay it
That's
all on the
love.
line for me
That's fucking love right
if
there.
I allowed it, you know what I'm saying?
If I allow it. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but that is an option. Like if I did, like he would 100%. You know, it's not just because of like, you know, vagina. There are dudes that
Yeah.
definitely just do it because they got mad love for you no matter what.
I want to make sure that when I like go back into something though, or like start talking to somebody, that it's something that like I'm sure of. Like I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like you just
Oh
know,
yeah,
like
girl.
that's how I felt my last with my ex. Like when I started talking to him, I was like, I like this person. Like, and it wasn't like on some fucking text message back and forth shit. Like this was like real life shit. Like right after I met him, like we were just rocking. And like I just feel like I want it to be like a sure thing. I want to feel like this is somebody that I can really be with. And if I don't feel that way, or if I'm questioning like your intentions and stuff like that, then it's good. Like I'm good off of it. And I just feel like so much that's what everybody wants from me right now. Like it's just like not genuine. It's not like getting to know me. It's like, oh, she doesn't have a boyfriend anymore. So let me just hop in real quick
Yeah.
and try to fuck. Like I
But
can't even have any guy friends.
yeah, no, I get that. But also, you know, somebody had told me like how I think you had told me this actually. You're like, Kara, how the fuck are you supposed to like know all these things if you don't even try? If you don't even give people like the chance to even
Oh
try and
yeah.
talk to you. You know? So
Yeah,
like
you're right.
don't be scared to like be open. Like if that's what you're ready for and you are thinking about finding something that's sure, like you do have to kind of open up about those like the opportunities and like look at
I'm not
them.
ready.
But
I'm
yeah,
not ready for
bitch,
it.
nobody, you know, I think the what I have learned is although yes, I was dating all these other people, I had to take time also because I wasn't really like dating anybody. I had to learn how to basically love myself because, you know, at the end of the day, all these other relationships, it was mainly based around like kind of pretty much sex.
Yeah.
So
I mean, when you're young, that's what it is. You know, it
I had to
plays an
learn.
important role. It plays a very big, important role into your relationship, and it can definitely cloud your judgment and cloud you of what you think that you are deserving of. Um,
Yeah.
I feel you on that, girl.
But I just feel like you have to take the time to heal, you know, take a good amount of time to heal, learn how to love yourself a lot more, learn how to, I'm not talking about you, I'm just, this is
Yeah.
just general advice, like just loving yourself, being okay with being alone. And this is
Yeah.
such a good, being single honestly teaches you so much on just learning how to know yourself, know your worth, know everything about yourself. And it's just really a self-discovery phase. You know, you don't have a partner, you're just self-reliant. And you know, I think that that helped me in
Yeah.
determining my worth when it comes to like guys.
I would definitely have to say I think that the biggest factor is to being single, like especially if you're a newly single person, know that like it is okay to be alone. Like you do not have to jump into something. If you're not ready to be in a new thing, don't automatically go start talking to somebody else just to like fill the void for
Yeah.
yourself. Like go through, feel how you fucking feel, because if you don't, like you're digging yourself a bigger hole for hurt, like in the long run. Like
Yeah.
that's what it truly is. Like you really have to enjoy your solitude. You have to enjoy being alone. And if you're not going to enjoy that, then you're going to just run to the next thing that's going to give you attention, and you're going to end up settling for some bullshit pretty
Yeah,
much.
it's just gonna be this vicious cycle, and I think it's just best to go through the motions, heal yourself. You usually come out a way better person, you know.
Mhm.
I think I came out a much stronger individual. I went through some bullshit. You know, I went through bullshit while dating, and
Yeah.
you know, you just heal and then you just suddenly you're like, wow, I'm
One day
like
you
at
wake
a
up.
you're like at 100%. Like I'm very happy with who I am. Like, and I know what I deserve and I know how I want to be treated. And I
Yeah.
won't accept anything other than that because I'm like, if you're not adding value to my life in terms of happiness and you're not, you know, supportive of me and motivating me, I don't fucking want it. I really don't. Because
Yeah.
If you're at 100%, why do you want to bring somebody in that's gonna make you feel like 80%?
Yeah.
What? You're like, what the fuck? I was good
And
alone.
exactly.
You
And
know?
sometimes you just have to accept the fact that, like, honestly, some things just don't fucking work out. You guys could be two amazing people and it just doesn't work out for some reason. Like, you guys just aren't compatible, or you
Yeah.
guys, just don't seem to like have similar interests or get along all the time, but you guys are two great people. Like, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Like, you don't have to force something that
Yeah.
isn't meant to be forced. Nothing should feel like forced at all. You shouldn't even force a relationship.
Yeah.
So just come to terms with the fact that, like, some things just don't work out. Just sometimes some things just don't work out,
Yeah,
and
you
that's okay.
you just really gotta line that shit up. Be like, hey, like this is the way he is. This is the way that I am. Look at like basically pros and cons. We always talk about our pros and cons list. Like
Yep.
sometimes it just doesn't work and you can't force it. Some shit is just supposed to come to an end. And I always believe that, no matter what, the universe will make it whatever it's supposed to be. No
Whatever
matter
it's
how
supposed
much
to
you
be.
try to
Yeah.
fight the current, you try to avoid it, you try to be like, do your best to try and make it work, and it just keeps not happening. I'm like, all right, I'm leaving it up to the universe. It is what
Yep.
it is, and that's just what it's supposed to be. And it's okay.
I agree. I completely agree. And that's the thing. Don't fight the universe. Don't fight God, whatever you believe in, whatever is guiding you through your life. Do not fight that. Do not
Yeah.
fight your intuition. Don't fight those things, because then you're just going to end up having a harder struggle, like a harder battle,
Yeah.
basically. And you're going to go through more hurt than you need to. And I think that that's one of the things I can take away from knowing, from learning based off of my recent relationship, is that you can't try to fight things. Like, there's some things that you can't try to constantly fight with. And when somebody shows you who they are the first time, believe them.
Oh
But more
yeah.
than anything, don't fight through anything. Like, don't try to fight and be like, we're meant to be together. This is going to work. We got to make this work, because you're just forcing like more heartbreak, and your cycle will continue. Like, the repetitive, like, fighting, the toxic shit, like, it's just going to continue until you guys separate.
Yeah, I just feel like it's almost like a test.
Yeah.
Like I was put through so many tests. I feel like just reflecting back on like when was I gonna leave, like
Yeah.
like
That's the
it'll
number
it'll
one.
keep
Yeah.
it'll keep pushing you like harder and harder and harder. It's like, okay, he cheats on you, okay, let it go. Okay, he's
Yeah.
still talking to this girl, okay, let it go. And, but yeah, it just keeps pushing your boundaries. And I mean, I learn things every single time. I almost feel like that's why I don't regret like my relationship with him, is because like I turned out to be a
Exactly.
stronger person.
Yes.
But like if I had left a long time ago and just learned my fucking lesson the easy
Yeah.
way, I could have saved myself so much time. But, in the end, I was a hard headed person. I wanted to be like, no, I'm gonna stick this shit out because high school sweethearts, like,
Because
this
I
is supposed to
love,
be
because of love.
love will fuck you up
Love will
in
fuck you up.
every way possible.
What's the difference, Kiara, between, like, okay, relationships go through shit, so we got to get through this, like, every relationships have their challenges, so it's a matter of us just getting through this and knowing when to leave, you know?
I know, I get what you're saying. I feel
Like, how
like
are you supposed to know the difference?
I feel like when it's really like there are things, I think it comes down to like people's personalities and shit. Like their
Once I stop giving a
habits.
fuck, once I mentally check out of the relationship, that's when I'm like, okay, like, I'm really done. Like,
But
I'm
how
really
how long does that take you though? I think it takes a lot of people a very long time for them to mentally check
it
out.
yeah, it takes some people, it takes a really long time, but like when you're used to like feeling a certain way, and you're just like there feeling lonely, more lonely, and you feel like like this is more like a a you thing, and it's like separate. It's not together anymore. Like, it doesn't feel like a team effort. Like, that's when
Yeah.
I mentally check out. When I feel like I'm alone more than like with somebody, like that's when I
Oh
mentally
yeah,
check
that's
out.
when I'm like deuces. That's when I was like, nope, I'm getting my own dorm. Like fuck
Yeah.
you. You can figure out what the fuck you're gonna do. I don't know what you're gonna do, but I'm out. And that's when I
Yeah.
mentally checked out because I felt alone more than anything. I was depressed. I was like, I think this is
Yeah.
one time in my life where I was literally depressed. But yeah, I just feel like it comes down to the person and like who they are these things that you can change about them, you know? Like if he's consistently cheating on you, like bitch, that's not a, oh, we can get through this, like this is just a random phase. Like no, you're just a fucking what's that called?
Ho.
You're just a hoe. You're just a hoe. Like you're a, what's it called when you're a compulsive liar?
A
Like
compulsive liar.
that's just shit you can't change. That's not, oh, you know, we go through hard shit. Like, bro,
Yeah.
that's just who the fuck you are. Like, that's not a fucking, like, an external factor. That's just who the fuck you are. Own that shit. If you a hoe,
Yeah.
just admit you a fucking hoe.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to lie about it. You don't need to lie. But yeah, I think that's the difference is like knowing, is it like just a random life? Like if a parent of theirs dies, right? And they're
Mm-hmm.
just going through a depression phase and they're just acting out for a little while. I think that's a life thing.
Yeah.
It's not a character flaw.
Yeah. I
But
agree.
if you're cheating, you're lying, you're beating her, you're abusive, that's a fucking, you gotta go, bro. Hit the fucking road, Jack. We don't want you no
Toxic.
more.
Toxic behavior.
Yeah. So I think we can just close out this episode. I feel like we get
Yeah.
a good amount of advice. You know, Danielle is definitely going through it, but we gonna help her.
I'm so sorry, you guys, for my attitude. I have been sad. You
She's
see
been a
the
sad
hair,
girl.
you see the face, just eyelashes and some eyebrows are done today.
It's okay, but you're
I'm
still
going through
beautiful. You're
it.
still beautiful. You're gonna get through it. Like, we're gonna get through it. Like, you will come out on top and you will thank yourself months from now when you're in a much happier space and you're gonna be like, damn, Danielle, I fucking did that. I did that. You know? It's gonna take a
Yeah.
while. Everything takes time, and you know it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to feel sad, bitch. It's okay to go through it.
It's okay to feel sad, bitch.
It is. It's okay to feel fucking sad. Like there's no shame in it. You know when people are like, "Oh, I don't want to talk about my breakup. Oh, I don't want to cry." You
Yeah.
gotta. You the more you suppress
I
it,
just don't be crying, girl. Like, I don't be crying in front of people that I don't do that. I don't like doing that.
I
And
know,
I
but you can
can't.
cry
I
in
haven't
you can
cried.
cry
I'm
in
not gonna
private
lie.
because you
I
don't
think
give
I
a
cried
fuck
like
low key.
I
You don't give a fuck low
yeah.
key.
I think I cried like in my car, like twice actually, but like other than that, like I haven't. But also I haven't given myself time to really think about it. I've just been trying to like distract myself and flood myself up with 5 bajillion things to do.
Right.
With just literally a bunch of errands to run and like extra things. Like I'm like, oh shit, if I'm craving ice cream, I literally need to drive to the fucking ice cream parlor right now and go get a scoop. Like
Right.
super extra.
I give Danielle props for getting the fuck up today and for getting on this podcast. You know, send us a DM if you want to send her love. Just being like, good job, Danielle, for getting the fuck up and doing this fucking podcast and putting out this episode, regardless of how the fuck we're feeling. You know, I think that's amazing that you're able to do that.
I
But
love you.
that is the end of episode 6 of How to Bounce the Fuck Back, bitch.
Bitch, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do
We're
it.
gonna get there.
We're getting there.
Do not forget to follow us on Instagram at HNSD Podcast. We also have some exciting news in terms of like something else that we're going to be doing, but that will be
Kiara
announced.
has some special.
That's going to be announced sometime soon, or if not, you already heard about it. Um, Do not forget to follow us or subscribe to us on YouTube at Ho No She Didn't Podcast. And thank you
Listen
guys
to
so
us
much.
on all platforms.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes, bitch. Let them know.
Listen
Go.
to us on all platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts. I mean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all that, etc. Click the link in our bio. Enter any suggestions you want for us in our suggestion box. Tell us a little story in the suggestion box. We want to hear it. We
We
always like
want to
to hear
hear
from
it.
you.
You
We
know the
love you
fucking
guys.
drill.
I'm in a better mood right now because Kiara hyped me up a little bit. So,
Anyhow, that is it
all
for
right.
episode 6. We'll see you guys on episode 7. Peace.
Bye. Peace.